Fish, and he recently came out with a book called Highway to Life. And it's an amazing book, and I appreciate your time being with me here.
Yeah, how you doing, Kevin?
Good, good. Thank you. Good. Um, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the book. It's a fantastic book about life and
Great.
how to navigate the road of life. If you would first tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, well, my name is Kiyoshi Terrell Fish. I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio. I went to Youngstown State University. I received a bachelor's in political science. Then I received a master's in psychology. I moved to Phoenix. I'm married. I have two children. I have one on the way coming in March. Um, I come from a family of 14. Um, and so I've I've worked in a variety of areas. I've worked with people from all walks of life, and I think that working with different types of people and different groups helped me to kind of learn about my purpose, learn why I exist, and life has its ups and downs, and that's why it led me to write this book.
Excellent, excellent. And yeah, so the message in the book is inspirational and it's positive, and we'll get into a little bit more. But have you always been this on this path, or did you find it recently?
I've always had a desire to write inspirational articles throughout school. I've always been able to communicate with different types of people, dealing with anything inspirational, like dealing with life. Um, I've had tough times in my life. I worked through those by other people helping me out, and so I felt like it's my purpose and goal to try to help people through their problems, because like I said, we're all in this game or thing called life together. And I think it's really important that we lean on each other and learn from each other, and most importantly, support each other. And that's why the message of this book is, just talks about life, ups, downs, ins, outs. Everybody has a different path, but you need time, and sometimes you go through trials and tribulations to learn about that purpose. And so that's what led me to this book.
Excellent, excellent. And in the opening paragraph, the opening story, you talk about incident that you witnessed that kind of changed everything for you. Can you share a little bit with that?
Yeah, I was actually attending school. I was working on my master's degree, and one evening, I was just driving home normally, um, and all of a sudden, I've seen this young lady. She's just about to cross the street. I didn't know, who she was. She just had her backpack, just going home. Next thing I know, I was basically in the middle lane, and there was an outside lane near the crosswalk. And I guess the sign said, oh, it was okay for her to walk. She was walking normally across the street. The next thing I know, I just seen a truck just basically hit her, flipped her a few times. It really shook me up. It really shook me up. But at the same time, it made me, I felt really bad. I felt really, really bad, because that was my first time actually seeing a person, die instantly. And she was so young, so young. I didn't even know the young lady, but it really touched me. And at the same time, it made me, um, you know, start asking those questions, like, why was I here at this moment? Why did I see this? It made me appreciate, my gift in life. Sometimes, we don't have to know people, but people go through their different circumstances, and I didn't know that young lady, but I just know that she was taken, her life was taken away by a drunk driver, and that really bothered me, because like I said, who knows, she could have been the person who found cancer one day. She could have been the next president of the United States. You just never know. But it just made me to really learn that take every day, live every day with excitement. Live every day as if it's like your last day of life. And her being so young, having a bright future. Like I said, I don't know the young lady, but it just really hit me, impacted me. And then that's why I say, I'm going to really, my goal in life is just to help other people. Maybe, like I said, even though she was killed by a drunk driver, obviously, um, you know, what caused that man to basically drive drunk and kill another person? So that's what really affected me. Ever since that day, I've been on a different path, different, my goal is to try to learn about life, learn about purpose, find out the reason behind why I'm here. And I'm thinking my purpose in life is to help others.
Mm.
It's important.
So it kind of changed your life in a positive way, even though it was a tragic incident. It changed in a positive way.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Now, in the book, you talk about being mindful and using the third eye. Can you explain that theory?
Well, sometimes, we kind of we like to just when we look at things, sometimes we just like kind of take things from just the first point of view. Sometimes you have to, there's when you go through trial and tribulation, sometimes you have to step back and kind of focus on why am I going through this, what made me um, you know why am I basically going through this process. Sometimes you learn more about yourself when you kind of step back and you look at things through that third eye. The third eye basically is going to have you reflecting your life. You're going to, I feel like sometimes you have to appreciate your trials and tribulations, because if you don't appreciate those trials and tribulations, how would you really know about, those good things in life? Sometimes, I feel like there's different situations that kind of take us off our path in life, and we kind of focus on just the situation at hand. But sometimes you have to really sit down, reflect on your life, and see, what can I learn from this? Maybe it might be, maybe you might be at the point where, like I said, you might be searching for a career, you might be searching just for a friend, but sometimes you have to really sit back and really reflect within yourself and figure out, your meaning, your purpose. I think it's a big mistake to go throughout life feeling unfulfilled. And a lot of times it's not about what you have on, it's not about, material things. Sometimes, you want to, when you want, some days, you just want to sit back and just look at your life and just be, value it, see, and, appreciate yourself. You need to appreciate yourself in order to appreciate others. And I think in our society today, we fail to, realize, we fail to address that.
Mm-hmm. And people are really going through their lives as a routine and stuff, and not enjoying that every moment, of a nice, fresh, sunny day or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
point. Very good point. I like that. Um, Now, one of the things that you also talk about is that God has a plan for us. And how do you see that?
God has a plan for each and every one of us. God is all knowing. And I think a lot of times we like to, um, we fail to trust his plan for our lives. Sometimes I tell people, sometimes you live your life how you drive your car. There's reasons why there's a speed limit. There's reason why there's a stop sign. And a lot of times that stop sign could be a trial or tribulation. Sometimes he wants you to stop to learn more about him. Sometimes we rely too much on others when we should be more, learning about him. I even like even the street lights, there's a reason why there's green, red, and yellow. Green means to, move forward. That red sign, that red light tells you to stop. Sometimes you have to look at things through that third eye. And yellow obviously means conscious. It means just, don't drive so fast, slow down. But a lot of times, we live in a very, very stressful society. We all have dreams, we all have goals, but sometimes we forget to say, ask that question to God. God, what do you want me to do? I don't have to be a celebrity to help somebody. I don't have to make millions of dollars to, just to, help someone in need. A lot of time you feel more rewarding when you do things that are free sometimes. But I think that God gave us that free will to, experience life, but he wants the best for us. And sometimes we need to sit back and just ask God, why did you make me? You know, what's my purpose in life? What do you want me to do? How can I help somebody else? And once we realize that, I think that it gives life a meaning. I think a lot of times in the society we live, we meet individuals who fail to recognize that meaning of life, and they feel like they don't have a purpose. But every person, whether you're a millionaire, whether you're homeless, whether you're sick, healthy, you have a purpose. It just takes time. It takes time, and obviously you need to spend more time with God to kind of figure that out.
Excellent, excellent. And I like that message about always helping people and stuff. I think that's important. And that kind of brings people together and helps them achieve their goals together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, there's a bunch of paragraphs that I actually looked at that I loved in the book. But one section that I really like, which is pretty deep, is 50 questions that you should really ask yourself. And you come up with some really deep questions that people should kind of ask themselves. And then I guess to write down and answer these questions for yourself, you know,
Right.
like, for example, let me see, as a child, what was some of the things that you wanted to accomplish in life? It's kind of a deep question to kind of ask yourself. How much time do you waste? Do you feel pressured to do things that you don't like? What are some of the fears in life? Are you doing something to overcome them? Some deep, good questions. Now, as the author, did you ask yourself these questions, and are you able to answer all these questions?
Yes, I did. I answered those questions is the same question I ask myself on a daily basis. As a child, I set out goals for myself. You know, there's goals that I set out for myself, and there's goals that, you know, I try to pray about, you know, because those are questions that, you know, I want to live a life in which basically, I want to live a life. I want to leave a mark on the world, and that mark needs to be strategically planned out. You know, I never dreamed of being a celebrity. I never dreamt of being, you know, obviously, you know, everybody dreams of, you know, that type of life. But
because you are into
as I grew
and stuff, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So that was a dream. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody dreams of, you know, once that type of life. But sometimes, you know, you sit back and you realize that, you know, I don't have that athletic ability to play in the NFL or NBA. Sometimes, you know, you have to be satisfied of who you are. You know, I'm currently a college scout. I like helping young student athletes get to the next level of their career, and that's my purpose. You know, helping young young athletes. And those questions that I put in the book is the same thing I usually ask those young kids I'm usually working with, because I want them to kind of set goals for themselves. You know. But I feel like you know, every day you need to come up with a question, and that, you know, one of those 50 questions that you talked about, you need to be able to answer the questions, because like I said, I think it's a mistake for you if you go through life not realizing who you are and trying to reach your full potential.
Excellent, excellent. Now, what do you recommend to your students when you're with them and stuff? And, you know, obviously they're starting out early on the highway of life. So what do you recommend to them when you're meeting with them?
I just let them know to just take their time, think things through, set goals for yourself. Um, Never allow anyone to take you away from that purpose, your dream. Some of your dreams will come true, some dreams won't. But don't be down on yourself if you're not in the spotlight all the time. You know.
Yeah, especially since these are athletes and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, just you know, you could be a star in your own community. You know, I feel, you know, you could be a star in your own neighborhood, and those may be the people that you probably had the most impact on. You know, you don't need to be on social media. You don't need to be in the news all the time and be a celebrity, because, like I said, if you want to be a celebrity in your own backyard, around those you meet every single day. And so I just basically tell young kids to strategically try to plan out their lives. You're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are good. You're gonna fail at things. Just because you fail does not mean you're a failure. You're a failure if you sit there and just focus on that mistake and not learn from it. And we're human. We're gonna make mistakes on a daily basis, but just don't get too hard on yourself. Work hard. Be excited about life. Stress will always be there, but I use this phrase: stress is a test of our faith. If you believe in God, you're gonna, like I said, everybody stresses out. You're human, but sometimes stress is a test of your faith. When you come to that point, you're overwhelmed, go to God. Ask God for strength. Allow God to ease your mind. And that's what I really try to really. I was one of those people. I worried all the time. I stressed out about everything. I worried so much that I had a high blood pressure at 12, 13 years old.
Oh,
So
wow.
I tell people, I tell people all the time. I wasn't always calm and collected. But there's times when, like I said, I'm human. You're gonna stress out. You're gonna break down. But I think that, like I said, we live in a very stressful society, and the society sometimes doesn't know how to handle that stress. So they seek out other things, drugs, and they do other things to try to handle that. But it all goes back to just trusting God, having faith, and just remember, stress is a test of your faith. So I try to leave them with that.
That's excellent. So how do you recommend that they alleviate their stress on a daily basis?
Do something that you really enjoy doing. Find something that you really like to do. Make sure you keep family up front. Make sure you spend time with family. Tell someone that you love them. Do the little things that count. I have 2 little girls and a wife, and every day, I usually, I work hard. Me and my wife work really hard, but our goal together is to try to show our kids that we love them. Sometimes, I don't spend as much time as I like for them, but when I do spend time with them, I try to treat it as like, it's the best time of my life, which it is. So, I think like I said, when you stress out, just try to find something you like to do. And my way of handling my stress is sports, obviously.
Right.
I love sports. I like to read. I like to write. And then, like I said, and what kind of helps me with the stress too. I like to meet different types of people. I really enjoy meeting all types of people, having all types of conversations with people, learning about cultures. You have to really find something you like to do, because like I said, if you get caught up in life, sometimes life can overtake you, But when life gets tough, you have to get tough with it. And so that's my mindset.
Excellent. Awesome. Cool. So what are you currently reading besides your own books?
Oh man, I've been a big fan of Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. I had that book years.
Okay.
And I'm always referring back to it. She's just a great writer. I like T.D. Jakes. He's another great writer. I'm one of those type of people. I read different types of books, and I need to stay on task sometimes. But sometimes I get off because I see a great book and I open it up or maybe read a chapter, put it down, come back to it. That's me. That's one of my things, because I feel like there's so much out there that you read, so many things that can help you. And I'm one of those. I'm a big advocate for reading self-help type of material, inspirational types. Because sometimes you can look at the news, you can watch, read the newspapers, look at the news, and you see so many bad things happening. But sometimes you got to counteract that with something positive.
Exactly.
And so that's where I'm at.
Excellent. Awesome. So one more question. So what inspired you to come up with this book and write this book?
I feel like there's someone out there in need of positive voice. Someone out there in need of they're asking that question right now. What's my purpose in life? Why am I here? And I felt my prayer when I wrote my book. I had a goal in mind. I said I didn't ask God make millions off this book. I think what would make me satisfied is it helping someone else. I had a few readers who read the book already and told me that it helped them in various aspects of their life. And to me, that's rewarding. That's very rewarding because I feel like there's someone out there who needs this book, needs to read this book, and it helps them out. And like I said, my goal is always to help somebody else in need. And I usually tell anybody I meet before ever reads this book that if they know someone who's at that cross, that bridge in life in which they're trying to find the right direction to go, give them this book. Give them this book and let them read it. And then, like I said, spend time with God. Ask yourself those 50 questions that I stated in the book. Mm-hmm. And once you'll be able to, if you sit down with yourself, you meditate on yourself. I feel like after reading this book, you'll come out with a whole different mindset. And that's my goal. It's just to help somebody in need. This book, I feel this book will get in the hands of those who really need it. And that's my prayer.
Excellent.
That's been my prayer. So that's how I came out with it. And like I said, it's a highway of life because we all have we're all born, we're all on the same path. We're all going through the same things. Everybody's going through different situations, different scenarios. But we're all in this game of life together. If we're on earth, we're all here together. No matter if you're white, black, old, young, sick, healthy, rich, poor, we're all here together. And I feel like we just need to all, once every person find their purpose in life, can you imagine how great this earth would be? Can you imagine that if you think about the number of homeless people right now, the number of poor people, if everybody realize their purpose in life right now, can you imagine how great this earth will be? And that should be the 51st question.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
yeah.
And the 52nd question should be, what is my role in God's purpose for earth? What is my role? Mm-hmm. What is my task? What should I do? What exactly he wants me to do? Where should I live? Where should I work?
Exactly.
And the list can go on and on, but that's where that came from.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is your favorite part of the book yourself?
I think my acknowledgments. I think because this book was written by all the people that I met, all the people who plays a positive role in my life. I'm thankful for my wife, my 2 children, 3 on the way. I'm thankful for my parents, family, extended family, all my friends, co-workers, managers, supervisors, everybody. I think that's the biggest part of it because I tell people, I say, I learned something from every person I meet, whether it's, like I said, I feel like everybody that comes in my life is there for me to personally learn something from them. And I'm really grateful for that. And I usually tell people that, I like to tell people what I'm learning from, you. That's why I asked you, Kevin, like, what do you do? Because like I said, it's rewarding to see that, people doing great things. And obviously, we hear all about the bad things in life, but there's some great people out there. There's some really great people. And I challenge people to, anybody that comes through your life, appreciate them, whether you're friends, whether they're your enemies. Appreciate that person. You can learn something from each and every person.
It's true. Yeah. Very good point. Cool. Now, this is your first book, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else in the works? Plans yet?
Yeah, I'm working on a fiction. Another fiction book. So basically, I work in a social services area, dealing with people like, just individuals who have substance abuse problems. I worked in a prison. I guess I've worked in a variety of jobs. So I'm going to draw from some of those experiences and come up with a really good book that kind of like the normal people can relate to, and just show them that how, no matter, what type of life you come from, your purpose is not finished yet. You just have to sit there and go through the process, learn the process, and then, you can reach your potential if you just, learn from yourself. So I'm working on that right now. Second fiction book. I'm still coming up with the name, the title. So all that is going through my mind right now. So I'm sure God will place those people in my life, someone that will really trigger that book to come out. So.
Right. Good. Wow. So you've always been kind of in the field of helping other people and stuff. So social working and working in a jail and everything, I guess. You've always been in that field. Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I've always been in that field. I even, like I said, dude, working at the prison just really, that really inspired. It's weird to say that. It inspired me to see how, how some of these guys, you listen to their stories, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And you ask yourself, how did I get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
So that like I said, there's even more questions I've come up with, and I'll probably share some of those in my next few books.
Excellent. And able to find the good in everybody.
Yes.
Is the positive.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Find good in every person, no matter what they do, no matter where they're at. There's good in everybody. But sometimes what we do sometimes kind of overshadows that, because God, like I said, God's purpose for man is good things. But sometimes people do bad things. We're human. But like that's the whole.
So what is your writing process? Do you like to write it out on a computer or handwrite it, or?
I like to write a little notepad, computer. I write a lot at night.
Okay.
I'm sometimes I'm like a introvert. I think a lot. I think deep thoughts. So a lot of times what I do is if I hear something or something's bothering me, I'll put it on my computer, my iPad, little notebook, and try to make that, grow that thought, basically grow that thought process and try to make things happen. So I find myself writing a lot at night because I'm a night person.
I am too, actually.
Yeah. And it gives me time to reflect. So that's my thing. I'm writing little things, jotting things down here and there.
Excellent. Okay, so where can people get the book, and what should they look for?
Well, they can go to my website, www.thehighwayoflife, THEHIGHWAY.XYZ. The highway, www.thehighwayoflife.com. I'm sorry, www.thehighwayoflife.xyz. And also, you could go on Amazon, type in The Highway of Life. You'll see some of my reviews. And you can, there's some other book sites, Kobo and Goodreads. You can also go in there and grab you a copy.
Excellent. So it's available on Kindle and print as well?
Yes, it is. It's available on Kindle, print. All that information should be on my website as well. So yeah, there's a variety of copies out there, and I hope you guys really enjoy reading it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I know I did. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, cool. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Thanks for everything.
All right, cool.